Today, I want to introduce you to a game mode in Minecraft called One Block, and this is interesting because this is quite different from your usual grind, especially if you compare it to like SMP, but you can kind of think of it as a Hypixel skyblock because you have like public islands where you can grind, but then you also have your island, and initially you start off only on a bedrock block. And as you can see, well, our island has already been progressed a little bit because we have team members, but this is not the only place where we should be grinding. And by the way, for reference, we could set up a cobblestone generator, and this cobblestone generator would be actually getting us blocks like this one right here. Or another strategy is having spawners placed down and setting up a grinder for that, because this server does have also spawner economy, meaning that yeah, you can pretty much go for the spawners instead of grinding manually. But if you do want to grind manually, and in the beginning it is quite necessary, you have the farm, and as you can see, we can also get the different tiers. But let's go firstly into this one, and we also start off with a hoe, and we can actually level it up and also ultimately prestige it. If we right click it, then we can see the abilities, the prestiges, and additionally to that, we have custom enchantments. The only enchantment that I have done is the auto sell, because that's super convenient, but there are so many other enchantments that we should take into account and become more OP, which I'm excited for. Now, if you're not really into farming, you can do /mirages, and we can go into grove, and we can start mining here. And in order for us to get better areas, if we do /mirages, then as you can see, we have progression, and we need to break certain amount of blocks in order to get to the next area, and then we repeat the same process, and over time obviously it becomes more OP, which is amazing, but in the beginning it is quite a process, not gonna lie. And then another thing we can do is fishing, and this one is apparently pretty OP. Now with fishing, if we click the salty sail and then we go into fishmonger, and then we can see there are fishing rods that we can purchase. Now these look very custom and also pricey, but let's say we get the junk rod. If we go ahead and left click it, then we can also make it better, and fishing gets more OP if you have more money to spend on upgrading your rod right here, but it does take some time. And actually, like, one of the best places for money is actually doing bosses, but the bosses are definitely easier if you have your teammates, and you definitely need some armor as well. So that's why I feel like starting out with the farm is pretty good to quickly grab some cash, upgrade your way in, and then go into the bosses, try to get some good money, and then go into fishing. Or you can choose the simple route, which is going back to your island and AFKing, which honestly sounds like a pretty solid idea. Now, also in the beginning, voting definitely comes in hand, and they have plenty of voting sites. You also have dailies for some rewards, and we can go ahead and collect our first one right there, and then we can also do /quest, which are also pretty OP in order to progress faster. Now, I need to log in, but as you saw, our island already has some progress. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask my teammate on what's the best strategy for him, and let's find out. Now, quite some time has gone by since that previous recording, because as you can see, behind us, we got more mobs. We're back on our island, and apparently from killing mobs, you can also get astral keys. And he, in short, mentioned, by the way, that bosses are the best. Okay, bosses are amazing, and you can obtain keys from killing bosses as well. And he said armor is super important. But another thing that he mentioned is credit shop, okay? This here is insane. We got kits that you can use for fighting the bosses, but also generators, which we earlier mentioned before, that there's not only cobblestone generated here, but you can have a bunch of different generators, which is amazing. But it does cost a fair share of credits, so it does take a bit of grind to do. But like I mentioned, you can get keys also from the bosses, and you can get some crazy armor, which you can only get by killing a boss, which is crazy. And we definitely need that, because apparently the bosses area, your armor breaks super fast.